Hi! So, I don't really have anything to vlog about today, so instead I'm doing 5 book reviews, and the first 4 are my favorite book-to-movie changeovers, and the reasons why, and then the last one is my least favorite ever. So, yeah, let's get this started. The first is the Amityville Horror. The book is nothing like the movie at all. This book is from, hold on, give me a second, I got this. Yeah, this is copyright 1977. The book is amazing, and it is terrifying. I had nightmares after reading this for 4 weeks, and it came with a cover and everything. I bought it when I worked at a used bookstore. I don't know where you could get it now or anything like that, but pretty much maybe 1 or 2 things that happened in the book they changed over to the movie, but I love the movie anyways because it's right up there with my kind of horror movie. I like the suspense and the creepy eeriness, and anything based on true events will scare the crap out of me. So, and Ryan Reynolds without a shirt is, just watch it. Okay, my second, Memoirs of a Geisha. The book is incredible. I have 2 copies of it. This is what they call trade size. It's huge. No, it doesn't actually have bigger print. It's just awesome. Again, not a whole lot there's just a lot of things really different in the movie than there was in the book, but they're both incredible. I saw the movie before I read the book, and I watched Memoirs of a Geisha 17 times before I finally got my hands on this, and they're both just unbelievable. The cinematography of Memoirs of a Geisha, the movie, is really well done, and then Arthur Golden writes a story so believable that you actually have to go to the back and find out that it's not real. He's not talking about a real person, though it is based on someone who is real. And I have that book too, but it's on my bookshelf and I'm not leaning over to grab it. But it's called Geisha, A Life by Minako Iwasaki, and it's also really good. So if you like autobiographies about what it's actually like to be a geisha, which is a very secretive world, then I highly recommend that too. Okay, this one, Speak. I read the book before I saw the movie a long time ago because it's in a book for young adults, and I read it in high school. So yeah, I love the plot. I love everything about it. I mean, it's a pretty morbid book when you get to the end and you find out what actually happened and what was going on, but it's really well written for young adults. The movie has Kristen Stewart, and even if you hate her, she actually did a really good job in it. So yeah, I can't tell you anything about the book because well, that would just give it away. Okay, my all-time favorite movie / book / ever, you wouldn't even believe, Party Monster. When this was first written, it was called Disco Bloodbath. It is about the club kids in the 80s, early 90s, I think. And it is written by James St. James, who is a flaming queer, but he is amazing. The way he writes it is all about Michael Alec and the murder he committed. He killed his drug dealer. No one knows exactly how. There are different stories. In the movie, they say that someone hit him in the back of the head with a hammer, and then they injected Drano into his veins. The movie, which I saw first, because getting my hands on the book was a little bit difficult, it has Seth Green as James St. James and Macaulay Culkin as Michael Alec, and their chemistry together is just so good. I loved it so much. I laughed so hard, and just the adaption is amazing. And the book is so funny. I was hysterical the whole time, just the way he talks about what happened and how he created a monster and Michael Alec and everything. It's just really good. If you can ever get your hands on this, and if you know me in person, you can borrow it, but you better give it back because this is my favorite book. Okay, and last but not least, the worst movie adaptions in the history of anything ever would be every fairy tale. This I've had since I was about 9. My dad gave it to me, and I know a few other people who own it, but this is the world's best fairy tales. If you can find it, I highly recommend that you pick it up and read them. Things like The Little Mermaid are severely twisted around and made to have happy endings. When fairy tales were written, they weren't written or told to have a happy ending. They were written and told to scare people into doing the right thing. Not necessarily kids, because, well, you know, what we think of as children's stories now, these would have entertained anyone. I mean, they're about children, yes, but they entertained adults, they were told at banquets. Take, for instance, The Little Mermaid. In the Disney adaptation, she gets the prince. Everything goes pleasant, you know, everything is fine. I mean, she has a little turbulence here and there. She has to sell her voice and all that stuff. And then, but in the end, she gets what she wants. In the actual story, when she trades her voice, not only does she trade her voice, but the sea witch tells her that every step she takes is going to be the most agonizing pain she has ever endured in her entire life. And that if she doesn't get the heart of the man and marry him by the end of or kiss him or something, get him to fall in love with her by the end of the third day, she dies. And when a mermaid dies, their soul lives forever as sea foam. So not only does she not get the guy she wants, she dies. She turns into sea foam and she gets carried up into the skies and is told that she has to do 100 years of good deeds or something like that before she can ever have a chance at letting her soul pass on. It's really morbid. I'm really excited about Red Riding Hood, or I don't know what it's called, but it's got Amanda Siegfried in it, coming out soon, which is the really morbid version of The Little Red Riding Hood. I'm super stoked. I love it when people tell fairy tales the way they were meant to be told. I mean, anything that ends badly or morbidly is awesome in my eyes, because it just seems more true. I'm not saying that all fairy tales had bad endings, just a lot of them. My other favorite, in fact, I think it's my favorite fairy tale, is called The Red Shoes, where this little girl covets over these red shoes and ends up an orphan and gets taken in by this rich old woman who tells her that you can do whatever you want and just never wear these red shoes again because they're horrendous. And after a while, the old lady goes a little bit blind. She can't really see very well, and the little girl buys a pair of red shoes and wears them anyway. But the red shoes are cursed and make her dance nonstop. She can't stop dancing, she just has to keep going, and finally she makes her way to the executioner of the town's house. And she's like, I can't stop dancing, do something, just cut my feet off, I don't care, because she couldn't get the shoes off. And he does. So she then ends up walking around on nubs. I mean, you can't get much more disgustingly morbid than that, but it's fairly awesome. So, yeah, those are my 5 books. I'm pretty sure you can find them at any used bookstore. A lot of them can be found in new bookstores. I know when I worked at the St. Vincent de Paul on Seneca in the book department, they had this come in a couple times. It's where I got this, and this, and this. And you can find Speak anywhere because it's really popular. It was adapted to a movie for television, so finding the actual film might be a little bit difficult, but finding any of the others should be really easy. And this is a really long vlog thing, so I hope you enjoyed it, and bye!